Morning guys, Moorhuhn here. Today I want to go in depth into the Whitemage. So let's take a look at the Whitemage overall. The Whitemage is a class that has a lot of healing and a lot of AoE damage. Like, you can run around and run through enemies and deal a lot of damage, because all your most important abilities are just auras that are up all the time, so you can just run around and kill the enemies and do whatever you want. The Whitemage is a very defensive oriented class, which still provides a lot of offense, the other thing is. So let's go over the skill trees. We go over Divine Being at first. So we've got the skill Burst of Light. Burst of Light is a skill that just shoots out beams into all directions. This damages enemies and yeah, that's it pretty much. Then we've got Flash Heal. Flash Heal heals ourselves and a nearby party member, I believe, yeah. And then we got Heal Boost. Heal Boost just makes healing stronger. Then we've got Heavenly Fire. Heavenly Fire has a chance to put a fire below enemies when we hit them. This fire stacks and can provide some single target damage. Then we've got Benediction. Benediction takes a part of our healing and stacks it for the next attack, so it will deal bonus damage. Then we've got Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning shoots a beam of lightning which chains between enemies whenever we get healed. Then we've got Healing Zone. Healing Zone will heal us every 0.3 seconds, I believe, and provides a damage reduction bonus of currently 50%. That is about to get changed though. And then we've got Mana Orb, which shoots out an orb, or actually it's 3 orbs, that pulls on the enemy it hit. So when it doesn't hit an enemy early, it will just fly over the enemies and just make explosions and only stick to one it directly hits. And then we've got Absorb Shield. Absorb Shield has a chance to proc when we are healing and give us a shield of damage. This shield can stack up when we are lucky enough to proc it multiple times before it vanishes. Then let's go for Zealot. Curse. Curse has a chance to, when an enemy dies, that explodes and deals AoE damage. We've got Restless Spirits. Restless Spirits shoots out a bunch of spirits that search for enemies and deal damage. And we've got Dark Magic. Dark Magic is an on-hit proc, or on attack proc. It throws out a ball of Dark Magic that provides us with a shield when it hits enemies. Then we've got Fanatism. Fanatism is an aura that provides us with more attack speed. And we've got Soulspawn. Soulspawn sucks the soul out of enemies in a circle around us and provides us with a shield. This shield stacks as well currently, this might get changed soon, and can refresh the uptime of our shield, so we can get a very, very big shield out of this. Then we've got Martyr. Martyr is pretty much the same as Curse. When a cursed enemy dies, it has to no, never mind. When an enemy dies, it has a chance to explode and curse surrounded enemies. Then we've got Dark Oath. Dark Oath is a, damaging aura. Then we've got Malediction. Malediction, makes our curses better. Oh, Dark Oath also curses the enemies in this area. Malediction makes that cursed enemies take more damage. Then we've got Black Matter. Black Matter is bugged and about to get changed completely, so we ignore this for now. Well, let's go. Oh, I don't have gold. Let's quickly sell something and get enough gold for respec, because we now go into our later skill tree. I will explain how we level in a second. I just want to show you the skill tree we want to use later on. because we mostly use Zealot, the Zealot tree, and just dip into the Divine Being for the defenses and slight offense. So what we want to do is having a very strong aura around us that damages enemies, have very strong curses that make that the enemies take more damage, want a very big shield from Soulspawn to keep us alive, and then as well get the Absorb shield going. We put some points into Healing Zone to make our Chain Lightning stronger, because points in Healing Zone are more effective than points in Chain Lightning. Then let's quickly go into our setup. I use this setup here, and this will change later, because I can put the first thing on right click. You can put any on right click, but I like that the first one is it. So Soulspawn will trigger whenever it is up. This will, however, not shoot an auto attack then when we do that, because the button cannot do two things at the same time. So you either get the skill or the auto attack. Then we've got the Healing Zone, which will provide us with Chain Lightnings that change through the enemies, and the Dark Oath. This is pretty much the entire setup. A cool thing about Soulspawn is that it keeps our Absorb shield up even when no enemy is nearby, so you only have to cast it and not hit anything. For early leveling, you want to put a lot of points into Burst of Light, because it provides the best clearing early on. When you hit level 36, you should go into full Chain Lightning, so you can, well, clear enemies fast. When you have enough mana regeneration or other sources of mana gain, you can use Dark Oath as well. But Dark Oath drains 10% of mana per second, which is a lot when you don't have good mana regeneration. But let's check out some gear that can, well, provide sources of mana regeneration or overall, well, good gear. We check out 2 full sets of gear, and then I give some suggestions what you can do as well. So the first setup you see here is my farming gear. This gear is very far into the late game, so this gear is very good for farming, but only when you have a lot of currency. So the amulet is Stone of Jordan. It is straight up the best amulet for magic classes, with some exceptions, but that's like boss sets and stuff like that. I don't exclude these here. And we've got Death Knight Visage as well, energy, magic damage, and speed. We use the Sacred All or the Moonshard for farming. Both are very good. Moonshard is slightly worse because it has less speed and no CDR. So Sacred All is the best in slot for farming. Then we've got the Mage Shroud. Mage Shroud, well, again, speed, magic damage. You will have to find one that has magic damage. Same for Death Knight Visage. They can roll other elements as well. Shadow Buckler we purely use for the speed. It's the only shield with speed, I think, I'm pretty sure. Then we've got the Kodos Wedding Band. This is a very important piece of the character because it gives percentage mana regeneration in, well, a huge margin, and this will cover all the mana regeneration we need. And it gives immunity to traps with it, which is very nice. And we've got the Monkey King. It has a lot of speed, CDR, all talents, all good. We've got Shadow Grasp, speed again, mana. Mana is very important as well. And yeah, energy. Now we've got the Bottle of Redgate, it's just speed. And the Hermes Boots, these are just speed as well. For the weapon, we can use the Sovereignty in the end game. So I will go over a few other options as well, but let's go over the bossing gear first. So this is the absolute beast DPS build. We still have the Stone of Jordan because it's a beast. We've got the Thinking Cap, it increases our mana by a lot, I explain that in a moment. We've got the Magister's Robe, which gives a lot of mana and a lot of energy. We've got the Arcane Bastion, again, mana, energy. Viper Skin, magic damage, energy. We still use the Kodos. Then we've got Arcane Marchers for a lot of mana and a very lot of energy. The Wizard Potion for mana, Soul Braces for mana as well, and all talents, which is very good as well. And again, the Sovereignty. What is so good about Sovereignty? So Sovereignty has the special Rule of Order skill. What does that do? Well, you see, we have a lot of mana and we have a shit ton of magic damage, because Rule of Order takes like a percentage of our mana and adds it as flat magic damage, which is huge. This makes the skill level of Rule of Order very important, and in the end game you want like level 16 plus. Then other options for the farming gear for the beginning, whoops, wrong loadout, are for example pretty much any magic weapon, or pretty much any weapon that has a lot of base damage, but there are some very good ones. Archangel's Staff gives the most damage you can have, aside from Sovereignty. So this is very, very good. Ceremonial Dagger is the one hand with the most base damage. This is just insane. So when you get your hands on one of these, that's pretty damn good before you get Sovereignty. Another one I really like is Spell Shard, because it has a lot of damage. It's the probably best damage one-handed, because it has a lot of percentage as well. And then Apocalypto. Apocalypto is a very, very nice staff because it has a lot of base damage, and base damage is the most important thing because all skills scale with base damage. So as long as you don't have like a Serenity or something else crazy good, you want a lot of base damage. And all talents, and most importantly, speed, because at some point you only care about speed when you have enough damage. Then for the boots, you can start out with Wizard Boots. These provide a lot of defense, while those might be nerfed soon, so I cannot tell 100% sure. And let's quick check for the helmet. You can as well use Faceless Priest or Thunder Glory. Thunder Glory provides the most speed of all helmets, so when you have enough damage, take a Thunder Glory. Or the Faceless Priest. This one overall is pretty good, but doesn't have speed. Then I think I went through all these stuff. Oh, on the damage setup we use a Rainbow actually. Even though it doesn't provide a lot of mana, it has % energy and % elemental damage. And elemental damage is very strong because it boosts magic damage as well. I think this explains all stuff I had around. So another thing you can do for the bossing setup is either you go for Grand Wizard Robe. This gives a lot more HP, or you play the Sacred Set. You can do this as well. This provides even more HP, but less damage. So you take a notable hit at damage, at magic damage and DPS, but are like a lot more tanky. With this you reach like 160k reduction and 400k health. With the pure DPS setup you probably sit at, well, a lot less, with 250k, probably most likely less because you won't have as good gear as this local character, and a lot more damage. So I mean this is really a lot more. We can quickly make a DPS test here and put the this here and quickly check out how much of a loss it is. But when you play hardcore and like defense, you might as well want the Sacred Set just to stay alive. But you see we have a very, very strong Absorb Shield going here. So when this doesn't reset, this is pretty good. 500 million. With the Sacred Set we sit at, I mean I don't have sockets here now, so that's a bit unfair, but just imagine a bit more damage. Like it might be like 10% more or something like that. And in a moment we go over the Merc. See, it's like not even half the damage. So let's quickly check out our Mercenary, because this one is huge as well. We use the Ranged Mercenary and we use the Shroud of Elements and the Poison Ivy. While you can use Shroud of Elements, there's a second very good body, and that's the Enigmatic. Because Shroud of Elements reduces the elemental resistance of enemies, and since what we learned, all damage is elemental damage, this boosts our damage by quite a bit. 75% more damage just through the Mercenary. This buff or debuff is on the enemy for 3 seconds and still provides a very, very big damage buff, even in wormholes where the Mercenary dies quickly. So we just jump from 500 million to 900 million. Let's check Enigmatic. And the current patch still doesn't do it, but Enigmatic is getting a buff for the proc chance. So you probably want to use Enigmatic in most cases after the patch. Because Enigmatic does provide an even bigger bonus, but has a worse uptime at the moment. That's why the damage now is lower. Usually, after the patch, the uptime will be a lot better and you should use Enigmatic. For the weapon, we use a Poison Ivy. This provides multi-shot and is the only source of multi-shot currently available to us and has a very high base attack speed, which the minion cares about. You can't put like attack speed runes and such in here, it won't affect the minion. Then you just want any tanky helmet like a Sky Crusader or such. And let's take a quick look at my relics. Overall, you want everything that gives energy, because energy is Bay. All the cubes, because they give all stats and energy is, well, one of all. Then all the daggers, even the 1% energy here is huge, it's just a hero level. Triforce, all stats. Then what else we want is speed, so we take like Spoon, Rook Belt, Blazer Boots, Butcher's Knife, everything that gives speed. Then we want some special stuff like Oversized, it's very good for this aura. The Dark Oath is very nice with Oversized. Then we want stuff like Myopipe, just to jump over things. Myopipe is an active, it just doesn't work without some adjustments in local, so I currently can't use it in local. Titan Gladius and Storm Dagger are the two best proc items, so we still use these two. We've got Holy Bible or Monkey King for flying. When you get the Monkey King, you can use some armor or something else instead of the Holy Bible. You don't need the stamina so badly. Then something special we want as well is the Mushroom and the Holy Grail for plus talents, Twin Blades and Butterfly for some crit, and the Horn Mask so that the Evil Shrines or Devil Shrines, I don't know what they're called, only give positive bonuses, which is pretty damn good. The last thing is Zombie Phase, which slows enemies around you, which is pretty nice in higher wormholes. Oh, and the Metal Detector if you want to mine. So I think I covered up pretty much all we need for this. Don't forget to use your mana shield from this thinking cap when you are in very dangerous areas like Uber Damians and such. We quickly can do an Uber Damian just to show. Wait. We quickly can do an Uber Damian in just a second. Because I vendored it on the other save. So we put on the shield, and this is actually achievable gear. It is slightly more than a normal character would have, but when you put the effort in, you can reach this amount of DPS on the live servers, which is pretty damn stupid. So, well, I guess if you have any questions, leave them below. You want to put all the hero levels into energy, I forgot that, and thanks for watching.